I'm Kivanshi with Scenes in Color. How are you doing today?
I'm good very much. Is it Kabanchi?
Yes, like Givenchy.
Oh, amazing. Beautiful name.
So I want to just go ahead and get started by saying, first off, I don't think a lot of people across the pond on this side know that this started as a web series. So if you could just quickly give the people a quick journey from inception to web series to now season
All
two.
right, cool. Came up with the idea March 2016. Thought it would be a cool summer project. It took 2 years to make because, we be broke. Um, then it came out in 2018. It did not go viral, which is why nobody knew about it, unfortunately. We thought we were going to be like the next Issa Rae. But it didn't happen for us. But eventually BBC picked it up and it just started snowballing. So that's how I got my agent. That's how BBC site. That's how A24 site. That's how Paramount site. So that's how it became this like machine that it is now.
Well, speaking of Issa Rae, I did watch one of your podcasts that you did London Podcast Studios, and you talked
Hmm.
about like the difference between Awkward Black Girl and seeing Insecure and being like, actually, I think I can do that.
Yeah.
Um, One thing that she brought up in one of her interviews was networking across
Right.
versus networking up.
Right.
And with Kwabena and Amy, you really see like this dynamic of
Yeah.
them both trying to be together and
Right.
make it, but also be in the industry and go up as well. So can you talk about like that dynamic and what that actually feels like to live in that space?
Yeah, no, funny. I did see that interview, and that's something that I also echo and live by. Like the person who shot the person, the one of the directors of season one was in the web series. Like, and we met at film school. One of the guy who directed our pilot, he directed a web series. Sebastian Teal, he directed a web series at the time when we made the web series as well. Like I met my costume designer on a short film. Like so we live by that. Like this is the same
Mhm.
people who we come up with, and I think the reason why we reflect that in the show is because the truth is these are the people who will care for you, like beyond the financial gain or exchange of like work for pay, right? These are the people who check for you emotionally. So I think it was important for us to showcase that like it's your friendships that keep you in an industry that sometimes feels cold, and it's your
Mhm.
friends that keep you warm. So it was important that we reflect that kind of warmth of friendship in the show.
Speaking of the warmth and the coldness of friendship versus the industry, one of the things that like really comes up in the season is integrity. So I want to ask you, you're here, you made it. Um, do you think it's possible to maintain integrity while achieving success in the film industry?
To some degree, yes. I would like to believe I'm an example of that. But I think, and it's not to say that we haven't had to make compromises. Like if you've seen the web series, like some of the jokes in the web series are raw. Like BBC would like, I'm sure Paramount would if their team saw that on a script, they'd be like, yo, this is a bit much. But I think everybody has to have their red line, right? About what is it that what hill are you willing to die on?
Mhm.
And every artist has to decide that for themselves. And I think that's where everybody's integrity is. And from that perspective, I think that the hills we chose to die on, we stood our ground on those hills. And I think Dreaming Whilst Blacking is an example and testament of that.
Well, speaking of hills to die on, Kwabena is staking his claim on pure ambition. And you really get to see him. It's like ambition versus like his inexperience.
Right,
And he wants to succeed, but everybody says, well, you don't have experience. But then he's like, well, give me the experience
right.
so I can succeed. So when you were crafting season two with that in mind,
Mhm.
how did you go about it in making that feeling more prominent this season than you did in season one?
Well, but to be honest, because I guess Kwabena didn't have a leg to stand on in season 1. So whereas he thought he was good, there was kind of no evidence of that. But we start season 2 with this short film being this like highly praised thing and him being this hot new talent who everybody wants to work with. So for us, especially in, it's a hard thing giving characters flaws. We're aware that, there are not many Black British shows. So the representation that we have is important. So it's like, we don't want to give him a stereotypical flaw, but we still need to give him flaws. So that was kind of fun in saying, well, what? Like, actually, Kwabena's kind of snaky. Like, you know what I mean? Like, his ambition does make him a bit of a snake. And, or it does blindside him to certain things.
Mhm.
So for us, it was like, right, if we dial this up to like 10, what is it that he won't see because he's so now fixated on success? And I think that is also true to life. Like, when you're so gung ho about trying to achieve this one thing, sometimes everything else around you falls to the wayside, which is something I've felt in different ways. So it just felt true to life.
And it shows, and without giving anything away,
Yeah.
Quabs, my guy.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
So, for my last question, it's a two-parter, and you
Mhm.
can sum it up however you want, but what excites you the most about where his story is going in season 3, and will we ever see Jamaica Road?
Right. All right. So what I'm most excited about for season 3 is that he could go anywhere now. Because it's like he's just kind of let loose and let the industry have it. And it's like, well, will they blackball him? Will they not? Will he still be signed at the end of this? Will he not? Like, it could be anything. Um, and equally, what was that second part of your question?
Are we ever gonna see Jamaica Road?
Yeah,
This
the
is what I
goal
wanna
is
hear.
to see. Look, if you ever see Jamaica Road, know that we have decided to end the show. Like, that's the goal. The goal is, the minute you start so if the show ends before you see Jamaica Road, know that we got canceled. We didn't stop it, basically. Right.
Well, thank you so much. That is our time. I hope you don't get canceled, so
No,
here's to
oh,
never.
this was great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care.